Good morning and Happy New Year. Welcome to Being Your Own CEO, our success team, where we come together and share what we know, and also share some encouragement and a few laughs. We just had a few laughs in the green room, so it's always fun to get together. So this morning is going to be a very short session where we're going to kind of concentrate on, this is still an experimental. I'm still playing around with business Hangouts. This time we had no issues with people getting in and figuring out how to do it. That's partly because they figured it out, but it's also partly because I figured it out, that I set things up in a slightly different and more efficient way. So welcome here, and I think it would be a really good thing for us all to introduce ourselves. And we are in the beginning of a new year, and so I would suggest maybe that as we introduce ourselves, we say what we do and where we are, of course, but maybe just a sentence about what we see as going to be kind of a major focus for the coming year. I certainly did a bunch of work around that this weekend, and I'm sure the rest of us have as well. So Carlo, how would you like to begin this morning? Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm here. Greetings from Las Vegas. This year I want to focus on working on a custom-made crowdfunding program, or how would you say, host it yourself crowdfunding program, where your website will be your crowdfunding program instead of paying third-party vendors 4 to 9% of your money. You get to keep all your money.
So I didn't quite make out what you said. A custom-made what program?
Okay, crowdfunding. For the last 7 years or so. And now everybody and his brother is offering a crowdfunding platform where you go in and they help you raise the money.
Yeah.
And actually you do all the work because it's your social media outreach that churns the water. And what they do is you use their conduit. And so myself, and I'm not the originator, there are people across the world now who, if you can make a theme, you can make a crowdfunding theme. And I layer it over a custom, maybe craft or respond CMS or content management system with a gateway to a payment processor.
That sounds really exciting. Yeah. Maybe in a future business hangout, we could talk a little bit more about.
Be glad to. I've been studying crowdfunding from the real estate side since 2010. Just quickly, now that the laws are changing in the United States for the barriers to entry into buying real estate. So just conceptually, let's say you had a son and daughter, a daughter who wanted to buy a house. So the family got together and lent the money. So now what crowdfunding is, you're offering other people an opportunity to put up $5,000 to buy that house. And another level will be to put up the money for the down payment. It's kind of a variation of the Chinese and Russian. Chinese called it the hui, which was where they lent each other money. The Indians did the same thing. And all the crowdfunding is born out of, and I'll stop in a second, all the crowdfunding is born out of is microfinance originating in Asia.
Well, and one thing I'm noticing that there seem to be quite a few people in the Google Plus world that are sort of moving in that crowdfunding direction. So let's put that on our agenda for some future discussion. I think that would be worth exploring.
Sure.
Yeah. Welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And next, oh dear, it looks as though Craig has stepped away, it looks like.
He went for his coffee and cigars.
So, oh, there he is. You want to introduce yourself, Craig?
Hi, my name's Craig, and I've been getting into affiliate marketing and helping out local clients, as well as doing WordPress help for general people here and there and everywhere. But what I thought, I think I'm going to focus a little bit more on the affiliate marketing side this year. I've got some ideas percolating in the back of my mind that, you know, they're really my passions. So there's no reason not to pursue them.
I saw your note within WA about some of the ideas that popped up for you.
Oh yeah.
Right on. And the new look is neat.
It's getting there. It's still a little scruffy, but it's coming along.
Glad
I'm
you're
decided if I'm going to keep it, but at least I'm going to let it grow until it's presentable, and then I'll make that decision.
Well, what month is it here in Canada where everybody grows a beard?
November.
That would be November.
Oh, that's Movember. Well, that's a long time ago, right? Okay.
Well, my justification for it is it got cold here all of a sudden, and I need to keep my chin warm when I'm out working the dogs. So.
Oh. That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yep.
Welcome here, Craig. I'm glad you're here. And Jay, what about you?
Oh, hi. My name is Jay. My business is Affiliate Resources Incorporated, and my goal for 2016 is to expand my staff. So make it larger, thus making the business larger. I have plans to double our revenue this year, and I have new software that I've developed specifically for local marketing, so that local businesses can monitor their reputation online, see who talks about them through directories, sites, social media, and gives them the ability to reply to those mentions, if you will, positive and negative, and it's all within a single dashboard.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Whoa.
Very exciting, yeah.
Well, that sounds like a topic to, for future discussion, too.
There you go.
And I want to say good morning and welcome to Andrew.
Good morning, Vera. How are you?
I'm very well this morning. So we're just in our introductory stage here. So I'll carry on, and Nathan, you're next. And it looks like Roland dropped off some way, so I just have to invite him back in.
Hopefully he'll be back. Yeah, my name is Nathan. I'm down in Mexico, Ensenada, Baja California, where it's raining today, and will be for the rest of the week. My thing for the last number of years has been freelance writing. I'm transitioning out of that. And my main thing for 2016 is a conference that I hope to be holding in Vancouver, and the title is End All Wars by Ending the War Within. And crowdfunding is actually going to be a big part of what I'm going to be doing, so it'd be good for me to talk with you, Carlo, because otherwise I'd probably be using something like Indiegogo for it. And part of what I'm doing is building a community, and I now have a couple of fans in Australia, of all places. So that's what's going on. And right now, the other main thing that's happening is being invited into a joint venture affiliate marketing thing, which is going to start in 2 days. It's a contest. And it's an opportunity to build a list of up to 2,000 targeted subscribers in a month. Whether I can do that or not, don't know. I'm going to find out.
Well, experimentation.
Oh, yeah. No shortage of it.
Yeah, no kidding. And Andrew, how would you? And by the way, it's. I think Nathan, you must be the person who's been with this group the longest.
Probably, yeah.
I think you are, and
I'm an old-timer, my God.
And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. Okay, and now Andrew, how about you? Would you like to introduce yourself? That we are in recording mode right now. You're muted.
You'd think after all these years I'd learn. My name's Andy Hatchett. I run the user-to-user live community here on Google. Our main purpose is just helping people learn how to use Hangouts and business Hangouts. That's basically all we do. If you remember and you got any type of online events that you're holding, you're free to post and share it in the user-to-user community. That's one of the big things that we offer our members.
And we participated, or I participated in one last night, and it was very, very useful, very helpful. I think everybody that was there. I mean, when I dropped in, I think there was 8 or 10 people in there. So.
Yeah, we had a big crowd last night.
Yeah, it was good.
And it went on until almost midnight.
Dear. Well, I dropped out at about 8 o'clock here, so that would be 10 your time. So, sorry, Roland. It seems as though you were having trouble there, but would you like to introduce yourself and say something about? Oh, just before I forget, Andrew, did you have a special focus for 2016?
Michael and I are still talking about it.
Okay.
The main thing is growing the community. We just don't know exactly how we're going to go about that yet.
Okay. Growing the community. Okay, so now, Roland, if you would like to introduce yourself and say something about what your main focus, your new focus, or your main focus for 2016 would be.
Yeah, thank you, Loan. I just went on a very interesting.
Whoops.
You
froze.
Because I didn't freeze, but maybe my image did. Hello. Tell me when I'm back.
You're back.
Okay. I've just been on a very interesting journey, as you saw that I dropped out there for a minute. I accidentally drag and dropped a bookmark into the URL slot in the top of the Hangout, and all of a sudden it kicked me out, right? So I tried the back button, and it wouldn't let me in. That I couldn't re-enter because, well, dude, you're already logged in, you're already registered in, so you're gonna have to do it under a different person. I said, what are you talking about, And then I read the fine print there and it said you have to wait a minute so that it'll reset, so that you can then re-engage. So I went on a little learning curve this morning.
Yes,
but anyway, my name is Roland from R&D Hotline and the Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties of a show that I have. But my 2016 focus is my new show, which is called What is the Positive? Because I'm convinced that being positive can basically change anybody's life. And I'm going to share ideas on how to be positive.
And you've already had a few sessions with that new group. Are you going to? But you're going to continue Saturdays.
Oh yeah, we're on a really good start already, and Smarties is on its way. But this new focus, matter of fact, Carlo is a member of our panel team, and he's having a pretty good time. He doesn't want to leave either. So we have a couple of other people. We have Shira Hunt, who is the sound vibrational therapy lady, and she's just, what an amazing resource she is. She's a registered nurse and a holistic practitioner, and she knows a lot about vibrational sound therapy. And our basic premise is everything is energy and everything is vibration. So our exploits start there. And then her partner George Stewart is also joining us. So we've got the makings of a pretty good team right now.
Right on. That's really exciting.
It is.
And I see that your elephant is back.
The elephant is back. The Christmas goose and the Christmas moose went back into packaging, and
A true elephant in the room.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole joke I made a big deal about. I looked over my shoulder and said,
But his trunk
"There's an
isn't up.
elephant on my shoulder."
Its trunk needs to be up, though. That's the only thing.
Well, you'll have to talk to him about that.
Right. Okay, so I might just say something about what I do. I focus on working with solo entrepreneurs, helping them stay motivated and find new direction and build systems that support their business. And my focus for the coming years, I'm going to be developing some courses. I already have started on something. Actually, you can see the seed of it in the last Mindset Monday that I posted yesterday. It's about the use of appreciative inquiry. So and the really interesting thing was that my client this morning saw that post and actually sent me the work that she did based on what was in that post. So that was kind of fun. So so we've all got some really interesting thoughts about the coming year, and I find that this is a very positive and energizing time of year, I find, just because we are looking at new beginnings and new products and new ways of doing things, etc. And I see this business hangout that we're on right now as part of my new beginning as well, because I knew that if I wanted to do some online courses, I needed a platform that I could depend on and that I could work with in the way that I want to work. And so that's a lead-in to what I thought we might just have a little conversation about this morning, about the use of the slideshow and presentations and all of that, how that works and what that does. So, and Andrew, help me out here if I stumble and don't say and have misconceptions. But my understanding is that within Business Hangouts, you can put in a slideshow. But that slideshow needs to be a PDF. Is that correct, Andrew? Yeah. And so if you wanted to do an actual PowerPoint presentation, you would need to do it through the screen share.
That's correct, unless you wanted to convert it to PowerPoint.
Yeah, yeah. So I took an old PowerPoint that I did, it's years ago. It's an oldie goldie. I just took that and made it into a PDF just to see what would happen, and then I have a slide presentation, a Google slide presentation. That I was using for a course I was doing. So I thought I would just walk us through opening those so that we could, as participants, get a chance to see what the difference is and which one do we think, from a participant's perspective, is the most preferable way to go. And I guess the other piece around that would be for me anyway, to be looking at which one I think would lend itself the most in being able to present a course for people in the future. Does that sound like a plan? Everybody? Okay, so when when I'm looking, I don't know if everybody sees this. I'm guessing that not everybody sees this. Only the host of a business hangout. Over on the left-hand side, there is a few little icons that are not part of the Hangout icon. Excuse me just for a moment. Sorry, that's the last end of the cold happening. So there is a little icon there that I'm going to hit, and it just says SlideShare. So I'm going to do that. Now it says choose a template or preview a slideshow. And it says no file chosen, so I need to choose a file.
Right.
And that means that I would need to go to my desktop where I stored it, and let's see if I can find it.
Okay, let me ask you a question. When it says choose a file, did you click where it says choose a file, or did you actually go to your desktop?
No, I clicked on choose a file.
Okay. Okay.
And it opened up the and I just knew. Oh, I'm sorry, it didn't go to the desktop. No wonder I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I had saved the PowerPoint. Here it is. So I'm going to open the one that I put there for this purpose.
Andrew, is it possible? Sorry to interrupt. Andrew, is it possible to preload a slideshow before a presentation?
To tell you the truth, I've never actually tried it.
Okay.
I don't see why it would not be possible.
Yeah, I assume that because assuming you can go back and forth between slideshow and current Hangout.
Yeah, because once you open the slideshow, if you click current Hangout, it'll take you back, and then you can click back on slideshow and go back and pick up. As far as I know, Michael Daniels is the one that usually does most of the slide presentations and stuff in our community.
Okay, so what I'm seeing is two screens side by side. One that says choose templates. There's a bunch of those, and the other one says preview slideshow. And then there's this little button down at the bottom that said choose. So from what I'm seeing, Jay, the answer is yes. Because beside that, it says start slideshow. So I'm going to do that.
Can you screen share so we can see what you're doing?
Yes, I can.
Well, once she starts the slideshow, we should see it.
Yeah. But maybe
without a screen share.
Yeah, but what Craig wants to see is what I'm seeing at
leading what you're seeing now. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I will do. Let's see. Screen 2, I guess that would be this one.
It might give us the infinity screen if we're not careful.
You get it.
There you go.
Are you seeing it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where? Oh, you got the infinity screen. Sorry. Oh, and it bounced me right out of there. Okay. So were you able to see that? Because when I selected, yeah. So now I'm going to click the Start Slide Share, and I'll click OK. Now what happens? Nothing.
Okay.
All that lead up.
Nothing happened when I clicked Start Slide Share. What does this say? Please upgrade your free subscription to fully enjoy the slideshow. You need a business or pro subscription if your slideshow exceeds 2 slides.
Okay. What business plan are you on?
The first one, not the free one. The next one up.
Okay. That the slideshow is not available in that. It's only available. That's the light plan. the slideshow is only slideshow is only available in the Pro or the Business. So you'd have to go up a level to be able to get that option.
That's silly. That I gotta jump in on that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, you're paying for a service, and then all of a sudden, they don't let you know. Oh, by the way, imagine you're doing this live.
It's fair. If you go to their website, it shows you all the plans. It shows you exactly what you get with each plan.
Yeah,
it's your choice whether you pay for certain parts of it.
I understand that, but I think it's just such there's no rhyme or reason why La Land can just do a screen share of a PowerPoint presentation. I don't think there's no value there.
No, there is a difference between the screen share on the outside, which is still available to anybody to use, and the slideshow, which is a business hangout option in their top two plans.
Sure. Yeah.
And what it said here is if I if I had more, if I only had 2 slides within this slideshow, it would show it. But this slide show has more than 2 slides, so.
Mm-hmm.
But then your option instead would be to open a PowerPoint presentation and present it by a screen share. I mean,
right.
Absolutely.
So Andrew, what is the advantage of the advanced licensing slideshow?
Okay, well, in that plan, you get not only the slideshow, you get 2 or 3 other options along with it. The main advantage of the slideshow is that in the screen share, you can't do a side-by-side, as far as I know. In this case, if you do a slideshow, I can be shown on the left and what I'm presenting shown on the right. Or it can go full screen, then you can do a voiceover, either way. And it offers you a variety of options as to whether you want your document shown on the left and you on the right, or your document on the right, you on the left, different colors around the thing, how it's presented. They've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think they've got like 11 different templates in how the slideshow looks once it hits the screen that you can choose from.
I saw the template there, so it's almost as though you could go in and create your slideshow right within the Business Hangout.
So
is what it looks like to me.
And isn't one of the reasons why you decided to jump on this was so that you can have paid events?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, you need to go up to the next tier, the Pro tier, to be able to do that.
In order to do that, yeah. So, for me, from my perspective, I have achieved what I needed to do, is to click on that, see what it looks like, what opens, how it opens, and how it works, and how to get out of it again. So I've got that far. So now, if I wanted to screen share, I would. I'm trying to find the one that I have open. Weather Center. What's that? What's this? Let's see what that is. Share.
Okay, that's a black screen that I'm seeing.
Yeah. So I'm going to go out of there. So
it says deposit 50 cents for another 3 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to try this again. I hit screen share. Why am I not getting screen share? There it is. This is the one that I had open. So, and this is a Google one. So if I did whoops, I'm clicking in the wrong place. If I clicked on that, then I would just be able to go through. But the disadvantage of that is the viewer cannot see me at the same time. They don't. I'm not married to the idea that they need to see me at the same time. Maybe sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. I know, Jay, you play around with that a little bit in your presentations that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm using GoToWebinar, and the advantage is that, yes, you can do that, so where you can show yourself up, specifically with the live Q&As that I do, but the disadvantage is that it does not record. I mean, to me, I don't think it's a huge deal, because, I mean, it's just, you know, people are looking at at what you're presenting to them as opposed to looking at you, you know, which is kind of similar to a live presentation, right? So if you're ever at a live presentation and they have a PowerPoint thing and they're rolling through it, you're looking at the PowerPoint, not at the person. So, you know, I personally don't really see value from a jump from 19 a month to 49 a month. For that one particular upgrade, you know, I mean, yes, you are allowed to have, I think it's 100 attendees versus 30 or 25 or something like that.
Yeah, it's 100 for the 49 and 200 for the 79.
Yeah, so you know, I guess there's price justification there, right? So, you know, I've always had a philosophy of, if you're going to pay for something, pay for a product or a service. Make sure you have the ability to get an ROI in your investment, right? You know, so whether it's a return on your investment, a brand, actual money coming back in, you know, so is it worth the, you know, X amount of dollars that you're spending per month, you know? And I know that there's a certain time limit, you know, it's like give it 6 months to lose money before you can, you know, really funnel it into a profitable system. So.
Yeah, it's all about investing in what you're doing. Absolutely.
I have a question.
Yeah, and the thing with business Hangouts is you're not tied into a thing. You can, as long as you don't do the yearly thing, which locks you in, from month to month, you can change from one plan to another. If you know you're not going to need slideshows or recordings or whatever at that particular level, you can drop down to the next lowest level if that suits you for that particular month. So you could go from light 1 month to the $79 the next month if you're doing a big presentation and want all the bells and whistles. So you can, you know, you're not tied to any particular plan unless you take the yearly plan.
That's worth knowing, because when I clicked on this slideshow piece here, there was a button there that said upgrade now. And my reaction was, well, I mean, at this point in what I'm doing, I'm not sure I would be ready to make that decision. But if what you're saying, you can do it month to month, then that makes more sense.
Yeah, as long as you don't take the yearly option, you can change every month to a different plan, whichever one's going to suit you for that particular upcoming month.
Absolutely. So there was something else that came up last night. I'm trying to think that was important for us to know. And I've lost it. It was there and now it's gone. So I guess it'll just have to be gone.
Yeah, I remember you said I need to make a note of that about tomorrow. And now I can't remember what it was either.
Oh dear. So I mean I do. There were a number of questions that were answered for me last night, and. One of them was, while we're still in record mode, one of them was the whole replay link. Is that if I want to have this embedded on my website, and I have 2 pages. I have one that stages or shows the current show that we're doing right now. And then I have a button at the bottom of that takes you to a page with all of the previous ones. I didn't
Okay.
want them all. There was the second page is way too busy, so I didn't want them both on the same page. So what I've been doing there up until now is just putting the embed link from YouTube. And I began to realize that, well, that only gives you the bare bones, and it doesn't give you the unified chat,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. And I think I heard Heather Crafter say that if in your YouTube comments description you could put a link back. So what I didn't know was that within the business hangout place, you know, when you're on the page where you look at all your past shows,
Mm-hmm.
page there that it's called the manage page, and there's a replay link in there.
Right.
And so that was a piece that I didn't know about, and I mention it here now because I think people would need to know that. So if you were planning on embedding this on your website so that people could go back and watch the full thing, then you would need to use that replay link.
Right.
So in other words, there seem to be three basic links that a host needs to be aware of. There's the one that allows you to start the Hangout. Then there's the one that's for viewers to go in. And then there's the replay link. So there are three different links that you need to be aware of, and the way you would use them.
Yeah.
Right on. Now I heard somebody say, I have a question, and I couldn't tell who it was that asked it, but I also see Roland says, anyone tried XSplit?
Has anyone tried XSplit? Virginia Parsons swears by it, and she uses it to divide her screen between herself and one other presentation, and can bring in either two people, or she can bring in a slideshow on one side and herself on the other.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. XSplit or any open broadcasting systems and everything, those are not Hangouts on there. Those are live video streaming. It's a completely separate category.
Yeah, but she's got it integrated with Hangouts, or at least I thought she did.
It looks like she's got it integrated with Skype.
Oh, interesting.
It says remote guests from Skype.
I could have sworn she's doing this very same effect when we were in Hangouts together.
It will look the same, but if you're doing XSplit or Wirecast or OBS, then you are dealing with encoders. If you are dealing with encoders, then you are dealing with live video streaming. You are not dealing with Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts don't require encoders.
No, but are they able to use XSplit as a special effect within Hangouts?
They can, yeah. But what I'm saying is it gets a whole lot more technical than what Hangouts do. If you're going for that, then you're going to be doing a lot of deep tech diving. If you don't believe it, go to YouTube, try and set up live streaming, and then when it gets to the encoder part, click the encoders. You'll find 18 or 20 that you have to choose.
I got stuck there a number of months ago when I was trying to set up the community-based Hangouts. Oh my word!
So what you're saying is that if people want to use XSplit, it'll do what I'm saying, or do what I'm observing other people doing, but it's a whole lot more technical.
It is a whole lot more technical.
Yeah.
I just simply Googled XSplit Google Hangout, and there was a whole bunch of video tutorials on how to do it. So I mean, nothing's impossible. Sure, yes, it's going to be more technical, but if that's something that one desires, then obviously.
Oh yeah,
pursue that,
yeah,
right?
If you're a tech head and want to do that deep diving, it's possible. But I'm just saying most people don't want to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, certainly for my purposes, what I just want a platform that works very well for me, the presenter, for a course, and very well for the viewer.
Yeah.
Here's something I learned last night. We need when we're talking about business hangouts, there's terminology, and we need to learn the new language. And the new language is, the host is the person who started the thing. That's me. The viewer is as all of you when you came in. And then when I invited you into the green room, you become a participant. And sometimes we use the word participant, like when you're talking about a workshop participant, for example, in a very general way. But when you're in business hangouts, you need to understand the difference between those three terms and use them appropriately. Otherwise, everybody gets confused. So that was another learning for me last night.
I have a quick question about business hangouts. Within the replay that you can embed on your own site, is it the entire thing inclusive of the participant list and the unified chat?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very 16 by 9 in terms of the dimensions of the replay.
Yeah. Now the host can set it up so that they don't show the participants. They show only the big screen and the chat. Or they can show the big screen and the participants and don't show the chat, or just show the big screen with no participants and no chat.
In the replay are you talking about? In the replay or throughout the whole presentation?
No, throughout the whole presentation. Of course, whichever one they choose in the presentation, that will determine what
you see is what you're going to get. Okay, yeah. I got it. Yeah.
And I might mention that. Oops, I just knocked something on the floor.
Calm down.
I might mention a text conversation that happened on Andrew's user-to-user. I think that's where it was. Or maybe it was on my community, now that I think of it. Anyway, John was looking at the recording and speculating that people need to be aware when they start, when they come in to a hangout, a business hangout, that their comments could end up being recorded and viewed by the public, and that there could be an issue there, depending on what people have to say.
Right. Make sure their Tourette syndrome doesn't jump out, right? Yeah.
And so the response was that it's only the people that participated. Is that correct, Andrew? That would be able to see it all?
No. If you are broadcast, if you record it, then the viewers are going to see it everywhere. The viewers see the chat just like the participants do.
Okay.
And as far as being recorded, remember, when you go to join any hangout, there is that notification that you have to say, you have to check, okay, that is the notification that you will probably be recorded. So that's taken care of when you come into any hangout, Google or business hangout.
But I think what John was trying to get across was that a lot of people don't understand that if they type something into the comments, that may well get shared as well. Because in a regular hangout, the chat does not get recorded.
Yeah, I think that's something that can be disclosed upon the registration, like your registration form. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're able to customize that registration form. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, it sounds like, Roland, you're going to go, and we're happy that you came, and come back again, Roland. But to continue that conversation, something that Heather said that she often does is she goes in and removes some, at the end, she goes in and removes whatever comments that she feels aren't related to the topic. so that if there are comments there that that are just chit chat, and or things that are not related to the topic, she said she goes in and removes them, and the host is able to remove any comments. So
correct.
I think that was well worth sharing as well. Yeah. So let's see. I have one other. Craig, I asked your question last night about how when you're charging for something, and like when you have a business hangout, how does it get recorded, in what way at YouTube, whether as an unlisted, private, or public? And the answer was when you it was kind of a convoluted answer, wasn't it?
It is.
So when you set it up, and you only invite yourself, then it records over to YouTube as an unlisted.
Okay.
You can then go in and change that if you want it.
Sure.
But it Michael was talking about the fact that from the business hangout perspective, it's private to whoever gets whoever registers. Am I right there, Andrew?
Okay, what happens is when you set up a business hangout and you're doing your very first setup, when it gets down to the audience, if you put just your name in, you don't put in your circles, you don't put in public, you don't do any of that. You just put in your name, so you're inviting only yourself. Then when you start, it records to YouTube as an unlisted. But because you have only put yourself as an invitee, that post does not show up in your regular stream. Like, usually when you set up a Hangout, it shows up in your regular stream. In a business hangout, it doesn't. So there is no way for anybody else to get the link to that YouTube video until you actually go in and change it from unlisted to public or whatever. So basically, it's private to you because only you are invited to it. Then after you get in and get started, then you can send your invites to other people, send the links out or whatever. But that way, it is a completely private video from your point of view, because nobody else can get that link. They can never find you on YouTube unless they know specifically what they're looking for. And with it unlisted, they're not going to find it in the search engine anyway.
Right. My concern was that when, if I have an unlisted, if I go into my website and I set up a registration page, then people will register for my event on my website.
Right.
So then I create a business hangout, and I do it in YouTube, and okay, it's unlisted. So I give them the link. They can share that link with anybody. So yeah, it might limit the audience, but it might also get shared to non-paying members. And I'm just trying to figure out how to get around, how to make sure that anyone that I charge for it wouldn't share the link to other people.
Well, now remember, what is recorded on YouTube is only this. It doesn't record the chat. It doesn't record any of that. So
right, I understand.
Why would you even give anybody the YouTube link? Why send them there when you can provide them with the replay link? And to get that, they'd have to go and register through your website.
Right.
Then they get the whole package.
I'm just trying to figure out how the best way is to do live Q&As and have 4 or 5 people that might be asking questions that would be like a hangout, but I don't want it to be public to people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. How I'd have a private conversation with with a small group of people doing a Q&A that they've paid for. So that, you know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So, but if you left it unlisted, or if you went to YouTube and changed it from unlisted to private, and then you only shared the replay link with those that are paid. I see Carlo waving that he needs to go, and I know that it's probably to go on to Roland's Hangout. So,
actually, I think it's Meg.
Thanks for joining us, Carlo.
I'll catch you later.
I gotta head out too. So yeah.
Well, why don't we just stop the broadcast?
Okay.
And then whoever wants to stay around can stay around.
Can I just say one quick thing here about the unified chat? I just left a quick chat here and it said I have to head off here, folks. This is actually the first time I actually entered a chat, and it actually had a disclosure statement saying, hey, just to let you know, your chat is going to be shown up in live and also the recording.
Thank you.
And I would put a screenshot. I actually did a screenshot of it here, so which is now
there. Thank you.
All right.
Right on.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, to tell you the truth, I've seen that message 100 times and I've never read it.
Okay, so we're going to stop the broadcast now, and we'll see our viewers again next week. And I thought we were just going to be in here for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Oh dear. Bye now, and see you next week.